We're back with 843 TV, and I now have Charlie Clark, who is the Vice President of Communications at the Chamber. Charlie, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, great to be here.
Well, you know, I want to pick up from our conversation with Tom Dunn about evacuations, hurricanes, and all that, because the Chamber is so important to our community with the tourism. Yes. So I'd love your perspective.
Well, I think most people would be surprised to know that the Chamber, senior staff at the Chamber, we work a hurricane. During a hurricane, we are actually involved in terms of we're the official business liaison with emergency management officials, and so we are in the bunker with them, relaying information to the business community and making sure that if there are visitors on the island, we're also a direct line of contact with the governor's office and emergency management regarding the number of visitors that are on this island. You know, at any given time, especially with the season the way it's been going, you know, there are thousands of people here from out of town. So if there's an evacuation, that's important. They need to know what to do, where to go, and emergency management officials need to know how many people are here. Are the hotels full? So we work to coordinate those efforts with the general managers, with the hotels, resorts, and home and villas.
You know, it's interesting. That's such it's a good feeling to know that you have all that information so quick, too.
Right.
It's at your fingertips, yes?
It is. It is. And we really work hard on the other side as well to make sure that the business community is prepared. You know, there's a lot of discussion and talk about making sure your home is ready and do you have your checklist. Businesses go through the same thing. It's remarkable when you think about half of all businesses, if they go through a direct hit from a hurricane, small businesses do not recover. So things like business interruption insurance, what are you going to do about your data, your files, those things? And so we are planning to host this summer a hurricane forum to discuss just those things. Are you prepared? As you know, we've had a few trial runs in terms of evacuations in the last few years, and the town, as Tom was talking, they've done an extraordinary job along with the state and our Beaufort County sheriffs in ensuring the safety of our citizens. So we just want to make sure that everyone's prepared, and which is why we do it a little bit later in the summer, because even though hurricane season starts on June 1, people aren't really thinking about it until things start swirling in the Atlantic.
Like
we have
August
found.
Or September or something like that.
As we get closer to the high season, which is why we're moving our hurricane forum. It will be in the summer, and stay tuned for details on that. We'll do location times. We usually have in the past. We've had speakers from the Weather Channel and others who come out, but we also work to inform, you know, visitors and potential visitors. As soon as a storm is swirling in the Atlantic, there is an economic storm before the storm. Yes. Millions of dollars in lost revenue last year for resorts that had to close, and we had the evacuation that was rescinded.
Yeah.
It has a definite economic impact. And interestingly enough, the state of South Carolina did a study just last year on the perception of South Carolina and hurricanes. And about 80% of those polls felt that there was damage to South Carolina beaches, including Hilton Heads, when in fact, as you know, it made landfall in North Carolina.
Right.
So perception is reality. People also perceived, well over 70% perceived South Carolina and North Carolina to be second only to Florida when it comes to direct hits from hurricanes. Not the case. The Gulf Coast takes those honors.
Yeah.
Texas, Louisiana,
Yes.
Alabama. So for us, it's really important not only from the local business community, but on the visitor-facing side that we're putting out those images on our social media and putting in a direct ad campaign, letting people know the coast is clear. We're open for business.
Yeah, you know, before I move forward, I just want to say two things, because number one, it's amazing how the Chamber's involved and how we spoke to Tom about the evacuation and the firemen and the police officers. This is a well-oiled machine, this island. I really wanted to say that for a second. So moving on. It's summertime. It's Hilton Head. We have so much going on at the Chamber. I have to say, I love everything that you guys are doing. I mean, not only are you fun events, they're smart, intelligent, and interesting. So
we have so much fun. You know, I always feel like I have the greatest job ever. You know, my job is to help businesses succeed. I mean, that's pretty great. It's a great day at the office. And also to ensure for visitors that visitors are aware of us and bringing people to this destination. You know, as we know, Bluffton is hopping. And a lot of people don't know that we are the official designated marketing organization for the town of Bluffton as well. So it is a hopping place. They're getting on every list, just as Hilton Head is on every list in terms of great small towns. They just were on a list too for great places to retire. There's no shortage of great press for them. So we're very involved in the Bluffton community. We've had a physical presence there for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. We have an office right in Old Town, in downtown. We just recently held our Bluffton Block Party, which is a really important and fun event. It's a great networking event, an annual thing we do during Small Business Week. And if you look around Bluffton, you'll see the Chamber's impact. We just, our leadership class, Leadership Hilton Head Bluffton, put in the sensory playground equipment at Oscar Fraser Park, which is a great addition. Or the shrimp boat in Du Bois Park, that's a leadership project. The fire pit in the middle of the promenade, that's a leadership project. So we love being involved in Bluffton and watching it grow and grow well.
And I really enjoy Bluffton. They have great restaurants. The music.
Yeah.
You walk around the promenade and everybody has some great music going on.
Yeah.
And it's easy. You know, you go in and the service is wonderful. The hospitality is great. You know, and all they're beautiful. I mean, very good restaurants there. So I think it's a hot spot. It's growing. It's almost been like a secret.
Yeah.
It's been like kept secret, but now it is much more popular.
I can't tell you how many people walk through our front doors and we're always going, check out Bluffton. Go over the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Check out this great, quaint southern town that is such a nice juxtaposition to Hilton Head. You know, Hilton Head is much more beach and resort oriented, but right over the bridge is this amazing place called Bluffton. And visitors are discovering it, and they're coming back. And many of visitors are coming just for Bluffton these days. So we love to see that happening.
Well, I think it's becoming a destination area. Like not only the restaurants, but there's a lot of retailers going in, and they're very nice retail shops. I mean, and you have a lovely shopping experience.
You do.
And there's the art galleries, and there's some of the local textures, which is so much fun. And it really, I'm still new to the area, so when I do walk in and see these things, I go, I never thought that.
You know, Bluffton town government has done a really great job too of retaining that charm.
Yes, I do.
That Bluffton state of mind, and they are very, very determined to not let that go away. If you look too at the Buckwalter tract, what's happening there is astounding. Absolutely astounding for those of us who haven't been here that long, but I remember I've been here 18 years when I remember when Buckwalter was a 2-lane road, and with the new school going up, Hilton Head Christian Academy, moving out to Bluffton, because so many of their families are from that area. So it's a growing big deal in Bluffton.
And also want to ask you about the young professionals.
Yeah.
Tell me about that program.
You know, it's so nice to see. It's easy to get caught in the trap of thinking we don't have a lot of young professionals, but we do, especially in Bluffton. And so we have put together our Chamber Young Professionals program, which is incredibly popular, to allow them not only to network with each other, but also to get some mentorship from maybe they'll be hearing a speaker or a nonprofit, or really understand the community they live in. And they're anxious to get involved. They're anxious to be part of this community. So Chamber Young Professionals is a great vehicle for them to do that.
Okay, well, we talked about Bluff. Let's talk about Hilton Head Island.
Yeah.
Fireworks are happening.
Fireworks are happening. You know, we're off to a great start this year. Our occupancy rates are up over 8%, which bodes well. You know, the Hilton Head Airport has seen enplanements since the first of the year grow 118%. And that's thanks obviously to now we have Delta, United, and American flying in, and the size of the planes. You know, there's 70 passenger jets now versus those small Dash 8s they used to fly.
Yes, I've been on a couple of those. I've come down side this way.
Yeah. Well, until the runway extension to 5,000 feet, you know, the Hilton Head Airport was the shortest runway in the continental U.S., the shortest commercial runway at 4,800. So increasing it just by that small amount really did have an impact on the flights that can come into Hilton Head Island. The same story with the Savannah Hilton Head Airport. Their enplanements are up considerably as well. They've always got new traffic, Allegiant now flying year-round, some great non-stops. It's great for visitors. We always talk about that angle of it, but it's great for residents to have those options, those choices.
I think so. And when someone gets here by plane, what happens if they don't want a car? Do they have any kind of services? There's car services for the tourists as well?
Well, you know, Uber obviously extremely popular and extremely popular here as well. Our Uber presence is growing.
Okay.
We're hearing great reports from visitors. You know, as a chamber, we tend to hear everything good or bad in that arena. And of course, you know, there's a whole rental program here. Or if you want to take the new trolley service, you know, the trolleys.
Yes.
Or by bike. We have visitors who come here, get their villa in Sea Pines or Palmetto Dunes, wherever that may be, and never leave. They just bike from place to place. So lots of great options to get around.
Well, exciting summer. What else? One last thing can we think about? Tell our viewers before we close out.
Southern hospitality. You know, it's easy to get frustrated sometimes if the traffic's a little slow or there's a long line at the restaurant. That's the sound of money. That's the sound of people supporting this community and supporting all the amenities we enjoy year round. So I just encourage everybody to just give directions, be hospitable, let people know that Southern hospitality is alive and well on Hilton Head Island and in Bluffton.
And if you want more information, you go to your website.
Yep, HiltonHeadIsland.org.
It's always updated with schedules and events.
Right.
So it's to real time.
And Hilton Head Bluffton Chamber chamber.org is another place to go for the community calendar. We're pushing out every Thursday what's happening in our community on our social pages as well, so I encourage people to follow the chamber on social too.
Well, Charlie, thank you so much for joining us. I
Thanks.
mean, so much wonderful summer. I wish you all the best this summer.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
It's fun.
well, this is 843 TV, where communities come to speak.